We are human beings. Each and every one of us. This must not go on. This injustice must end.
An increase in the number of terrorist attacks highlights the danger posed by augmented citizens.
I once thought I could save the world. Now look at it.
Help me.
Sometimes, you just have to let go and embrace what you've become. They've worked from the shadows for years, shaping the future, manipulating lives, controlling information. Innocents have died as they play their game.
We will not sit idly by and allow our rights to be eroded out of fear and ignorance any longer. We will not be herded into ghettos and treated as outcasts. We will stop at nothing.
The world is different now. The old rules no longer apply. So much pain. So many lies. Their darkness must end.
This should be your fight as well, brother. The promise of a golden age is over.
I won't let it happen again.
Hey everybody, welcome to Square Enix Presents. I'm Sacha, the Community Manager at Eidos-Montréal, and I'm very happy to be hosting this segment on Mankind Divided to kick off the second day of E3. I'm joined by two of our developers today. First up, Jean-François Dugas, our Executive Game Director.
Hi, good morning.
And JJB, our Executive Art Director.
Morning.
So guys, it's been 4 years since the release of Human Revolution. How does it feel to be back at E3 and showcase Mankind Divided to the whole world?
Feels good, eh?
It feels really good. It feels different, but it feels really good. The first time was, that's what we've been talking about, me and Jeff, this week. The first time was we felt a bit like the underdogs, right? Like we had something to prove, and you know, we were eager to show the product. We're obviously still very eager, but this time it feels a little different because it was, you know, Human Revolution was a success, and now people are, I think, expecting even more of us.
Yeah, and they have high expectations, so the pressure is still there, but it comes from a different angle. And after 4 years like that, like you work hard, like there are plenty of ideas that at some point you're eager to show to the world and everything. So the toughest part too is that when the fans are contacting us through Twitter or any other social medias, and they are like, when is the next one? Like, what's happening, kind of thing. And like, it's coming, but we cannot talk about it. So finally, now we're to a point where
that we can. And
exactly.
It's always a big thing. It's always like almost like a pressure release,
exactly,
right? It's like we can finally talk about all this stuff.
Exactly.
So obviously there is a lot going on at E3. There are booth presentation, live shows, interviews, and everything. What is your favorite thing to do at E3?
That we've seen, or the favorite things to do?
To do.
Yeah, well, I quite like what I've been doing since yesterday. I'm on the show floor, right, doing kind of hourly presentation of the gameplay demo. It's part of the gameplay demo, and yeah, that's really fun. The fans, the audience reactions are really good. After like each presentation, they all come to see me ask questions. They're flabbergasted by how much the visuals, have improved, technically speaking. And it feels like, from their reactions, I think it feels we're really all the way up there with the other games in this generation, which is really cool, like visually speaking and all that. They can't believe the amount of details there is in there. So yeah,
that's quite cool.
Cool.
And me, I'm doing a lot of the live streams all over the place.
Yeah.
It's quite fun actually. It's a lot of fun and just talking like casually about the game. Like for me this year, it's quite different than 4 years ago. 4 years ago, it was like interviews all one after the other, like constantly from
like
start to finish, like a machine. Exactly.
I don't think the last time I don't think I went to the bathroom once.
Yeah, it was hard to.
Yeah, it's better spread out this way, right?
Yes,
it's like you're doing your live streams. I'm doing the show floor. Mary and Steve are doing the VIP room, and there's other people taking care of the interviews.
Absolutely.
Stefan, Patrick, and
Olivier.
Olivier, and
So, but no, it's good fun, and doing those new things this year, it makes it fresh. It makes it like
and it gives you imposters as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
So tell us about this story.
Yeah, huh?
Tell us about the stories you gave with glasses.
It was I think the second live stream of the day, I think at GameSpot, something like that. And there's this guy with those sunglasses that he pretends that he's on the Deus Ex team. And
did he have like a hat and a black jacket?
No, he doesn't have a hat. He just has shades, and that's it.
Okay, but he still looks.
But he's all in black.
Okay, so not suspicious looking.
No. I mean, something felt off.
Yeah.
But I went with it, and he goes on stage with me, and he says like,
and he kept
I'm
nodding.
the Deus Ex team, and I'm like, I'm looking at the guy, and I'm trying to look at people and like get them like, I don't know the guy, like get him out of here, and I didn't want to act like a prick or
you didn't want to be an ass. But what I want to know, even though you didn't want to be a prick, which I totally understand, and you're actually really good at that. It's true. We know everybody on the team, right?
I know.
And then there's this guy who you've never seen in your life, and he's like, yeah, I'm a dev, and you're like, all right, come over.
And to me, what was going in my head, I was trying to keep it casual and not make a scene, but I'm like, maybe the PR, like they have a plan or they have someone that they wanted to include in that, and they didn't tell me or whatsoever. So, and then halfway through, like everybody wakes up and oh my God, is like get out of here, like you don't belong there. So we had to redo the entire interview after that, and apparently the story, the guy was trying to go to as many live streams he could for any games.
Are they going to keep it? Is it going to be shown?
No,
it's not going to be.
We reshot it, and because those live streams, like they're aired on internet like an hour after.
Yeah, but that's why I wondered if they wouldn't have kept just a little segment and kind of.
Oh, maybe they did. I didn't see it.
Oh, you didn't see it.
But, yeah. But
I hope
it's
they
fun.
did.
It was good fun.
So what you've just seen before we came on air is our CGI announcement trailer, which was made by Visualworks. And as we know that many of you are big fans of Visualworks, we wanted to talk a bit about the making of this trailer. So Jeff, can you tell us what was the thinking behind doing a CGI trailer to announce the game? What were the objectives?
Yeah, well, one of the things, and it's similar to what we did on Human Revolution, we have various strategies with the CGI trailer. The first thing is that we want to embark people into our universe, like make them feel the world, make them excited about the flavor of it, like the themes that are in that. And at the same time, we're also trying to show a little bit of the novelties and the things that are going to be in the game in some ways, but we're not trying to emulate gameplay too much. Yeah. We're just trying to go for
the spirit, the essence,
the spirit of it, and the one of the biggest challenge to create those kind of thing is that it takes almost a year from inception to delivery of the
it's funny because it took the exact same amount of time as HR.
Yes,
they both took almost like to the day.
Absolutely,
the same amount of time. Yeah.
And the difficulty is that you need to lock the edit. You need to lock like the content that you're going to put in there. and some of the features of the
game,
game
yeah.
that they're still on paper. They don't exist in the game.
Or in our heads.
Or in our heads. And we have to work with Visual Works and all our partners to make this come alive and be faithful to what it's going to be in the game. And sometimes what is funny is that what we do and what Visual Works ends up producing, which is amazing, we're like, holy shit, now we have to match that.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like as we building it, the CGI trailer, then it goes in parallel with the game.
Yeah, it feeds us as well.
Exactly.
So and then sometimes we make them redo stuff. I mean, because of these things, sometimes there's no choice that
we have to change.
We need to adapt stuff from, and it's a method that's very seldom used in CGI movies. Like usually they do a scene and everything was perfectly storyboarded and thought out, and they do the scene as is, and they're not going to redo it. Usually in movies they will dump a scene, but they're not going to redo it, right? Yeah. But when they work with us, I think that rule changes a little bit. And not everything, not all the time, but it happens. Yeah.
So we had the opportunity to do an interview with Kazuyuki Ikumori, the director of Visual Works. So let's take a look at the video.
今まで、ファイナルファンタジーとかそういうものを作ってきたんですけれど、2009年に、スクエア・エニックスと、モントリオールがグループ会社になって、その時にコラボして何かやろうかっていうところからスタートしたプロジェクトでいい刺激になりました。モントリオールの、クリエイターたちのアートと、東京のスタジオのアート技術が、うまく融合して良いトレーラーができたかなと。前回、前作でやった時に非常に作品を大事にしているっていうモントリオールのスタジオのイメージを考えると、やはり作品性というまさに本当にデウスそのものをしっかりと分析するところからスタートしました。なので、参考にした映像っていうのは映画とかムービーとかでたくさんあるんですけれど、ベースはやはり前作のムービーで、お互いで決め合ったキーワードっていうのを大量に上乗せして、今回どこの新しいエッセンスを入れるかっていうところを主に話し合ったっていう形になっています。アダムについてはですね、モントリオールの方から、最初に、前作からどういう状況にアダムが置かれたのかっていうのを、前回作ったアダムに対して、タッチアップされた絵がありまして、それを、立体に起こす過程でモントリオールのアーティストと話し合いながら、実際こういうルックに定義しようという形まで、うちとモントリオールの方で調整しながら作りました。ビジュアルワークス含め僕らってやっぱ日本のアニメとかロボットで育ってきてる世代なので、こういうメカっていうものは非常にああだこうだともう勝手にいろいろ持ったり動かしたりっていうことができたので、楽しくむしろ作業できました。最初にどういったエフェクトになるかっていうのをストーリーボードみたいなものを起こして、まずどういう段階でどういう形になるのかっていうのをモントリオールと話し合いまして、合意した形のものを今度は尺その中で見せたいショットの中でその要素がちゃんと段階的に入っていくのかっていうのを何回もチャレンジするっていう形だったので、実際は設計の通りの段階を組めない場合もあったりしたので、どこのポイントが主に見せたいのかとかその辺をショットごとに調整していたので、トライアンドエラーはかなりの数やりました。で、特に難しかったのは最後のタイタンのあたりですね。イメージがなかなかうまくいかなかったっていうところは非常に面白かったんですけど大変でした。なかなかアイデアだと紙だけでとか机の上で考えててもなかなかアイデアが出ないっていうところもあったので、当然アクションをやってくれるアクターさんとかと含んでこういう縦の動きしていこうかっていうのを、モーションキャプチャーなどで簡易に撮って、それにすぐカメラを当て込んで、こんなアングルどうかなと何回もトライアンドエラーした上で一番しっくりくる形に、当然決めました。でその後にですね、そのアニメーション要素を一つ一つ分解して改めて丁寧にアニメーションを、モーションキャプチャーからやり直して組み立てていったっていう形であそこは作りました。僕が今まで制作してきたものっていうのは 極端な話いくと、ヨーロッパのファンタジーな世界から近未来なものから全くこの世に存在しないようなファンタジーワールドみたいなものを、全て作ってきたっていう経緯の中で、プラハっていうのは比較的資料がしっかりとあり、方向性が見やすいものだったので、特に混乱することもなく作ることができました。スタジオと同じように、HDRI などを撮影して、そこからライティングを取ってなるべくフィジカルライティングの方向へ持っていくところなんですけど、逆にイメージ、コンセプトアートやそういうまさにアート的な要素が非常に強かったので、むしろそこを絵作りをするっていう形でいろいろな調整をして、実際はなるべくちゃんとライティングされてるんですけど、見た目のルックを非常に重視して、光の羽の形状やいろんなものをショットごとにちょっとずつ微調整して、印象になるようにライティングもしくは造形までも調整しました。僕が非常にディレクターとして考えるには、やっぱイカラスウィングのショットが最も世界観を表現しており、幻想的に作れたっていう意味で、シーンがアート的に一番かっこいいんじゃないかと思っています。なのですごくあそこは、一番気に入っています。壁はあったんですけど、クリエイターっていうことでやはりアートとか、特に言葉がうまく話し合えなくても絵を見て2人、話し合うことで、こういうイメージっていうのが非常に共有できたし、非常に高いレベルのアーティストたちがモントリオールの方にはいて、その人たちの意見を聞いたり、こちら側のアイデアをぶつけることによって非常にいいコラボレーションができたと思います。
Moving on to the game itself, we've prepared a gameplay video for you guys, showcasing a bit of action and stealth. So let's play it and we'll talk a bit over it. So Jeff, can you tell us a bit about the setting of the game?
Well, we're in Mankind Divided, we're in 2029. It's 2 years after the events of Human Revolution, and what happened at the last game really influenced where the world is today. So augmented citizens, it was the promise of the golden age, like the future would be bright for human beings, the next stepping stone into our development. But now, 2 years after the events of Human Revolution, people fear them. Like they're put into ghettos, they're segregated. Even governments are passing laws to make sure that we can put as much as we can of them in ghettos and things like that. And so it's really there's a lot of tension. It's boiling, and of course there's more terrorism on both sides of the conflict. And now Adam Jensen, he works for an international counter-terrorist agency, and his role is to try to stop the chaos going around the world. But he also has a double agenda. He's trying to look for the people in the shadows that are shaping up the world the way it is and everything. And through that agency he's working for, he thinks that he can get closer to them and stop them.
So obviously Adam Jensen is back. What kind of new augmentations can we expect?
Actually, there's a lot of classic favorites coming back, like the cloaking, the smart vision. But we wanted to push it forward, like with the gun arms, where you can have different abilities associated to the gun arms to be more fluid in combat, whether you want to play lethally or non-lethally. And we have plenty of other things like the Titan shield, which allows you to protect you from the head to the toes.
The Titan shield is my favorite. I find the Titan shield encapsulates the art direction of the whole franchise so well.
It's full of triangles,
it's
right?
Just that. It's just triangles. No, but I mean, yeah, you're totally right.
That's the only augmentation that has triangles when you think about it.
Well, the cloaking has that little triangle kind of matrix. No, but it's so well done, and it's the great thing about the Titan shield is that it's also a great. There's John. It's also a great technological feat that we did. There's so much. I think there's like 6 months of development in that feature.
Wow.
And it
looks good.
It looks super good. I'm so happy about it. Yeah. Sorry.
And it was important to, like, that example, like, allow you to play in combat and take more risks and not feel that you're punished at every time that you try to do something bolder, etc., etc. So we really wanted to, with all those augmentations, we wanted to add more flexibility to the overall gameplay experience. But we also wanted to promote the combat to be as satisfying as stealth. So, and you guys that are listening, don't worry, we're not compromising the stealth experience at all. We're just trying to make the combat experience more powerful,
more and more leveled and everything, right? And it's cool what you're saying, because there's old favorites that are coming back in the augmentations, but even though they're old favorites, they're not just plainly as is, right? Like, for example, the blades, right? So we had the nano blades going forward, going backward, and you could do all the kills, but now we can shoot them, right? Which is really cool. And my favorite thing that we can do with the nano blade is kind of like that little remote time bomb thing, right? Where you shoot it, it makes, it's gonna plant itself in a wall, the enemies hear it, and it's kind of like that, what's happened, and they go towards it, and bam, right in their face, right? I think that's really, really cool, because it's a cool way of taking something that we already had and just give it a spin.
Exactly. Yeah.
Going back to the art direction, can you explain the concept for Mankind Divided?
Well, we knew that we had to keep some of what we had, and at the same time we had to do something entirely new. Like Jeff said, in Human Revolution, it was all about the golden age of augmentations, right? Of the kind of this transhuman philosophy and movement. Now, because it's made a 180 degree, and now this philosophy is actually considered something almost dangerous now. There's this new concept of corporate feudalism, which is now, it's a versus to what we had, which was called the cyber renaissance. And the great thing is that it's a lot starker, it's a lot more about control, it's a lot more about, again, there's the word corporation in it. So there's a brutalist movement, right, of architecture. It's a lot more like fortifications and all that, it's like all the castles and everything. So there's a lot of that in there. The palette is a lot cooler, right? It's not just black and gold anymore, and that kind of stuff kind of represents, again, the desaturation, the control, the kind of police state type of thing.
And what is important with the art direction is that we're not just reinventing it for the sake of it. It's all about the themes of the game and trying to really build something that will tell the same story as the rest of the game.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I think we have to wrap up. Deus Ex Mankind Divided will be coming in 2016 on PS4, PC and Xbox One. We'll have obviously much more to show you in the coming months. But guys, I think you have one last thing to say.
Yes, at the
coming up.
Stay tuned, because tomorrow, towards the end of the day, there are going to be a little surprise for you guys. So stick around; you should be happy.
Yeah. So we'll leave you guys with our E3 trailer, which we unveiled at the Square Enix conference yesterday. Thanks for tuning in, and see you soon.
Ciao, ciao.